Hi, I'm Lakshmi. I live and work in West London, and the focus of my art is the unseen. So I really want to communicate things which are outside of language, because I think sometimes there's so much that we try and fit into words, but actually it misses the point often. And there's so much that in color and shape and lines that sit outside of that. And that's why I think I'm quite attracted to art and would like to create art which captures almost a precise language or a lexicon, um, to express those things which sometimes just are pre-verbal or post-verbal or outside of the verbal realm. I think in my work, then in the pieces that are exhibited in this exhibition, you see there is realism. So there is the realism of a place that is rooted in the real world, but there's also there's things which surround it which can't be explained. You're not really sure what they mean, but if you get a sense, if you get an emotion in you, it ignites something in you, then it's doing its job. So it's communicating what is felt, not always seen. I don't think I would. I don't think I would in the traditional sense call myself a surrealist artist. But I think that the works that I've created in this exhibition, I understood why I've been selected, because because I think surrealist art is like reality but slightly tilted, and it is communicating. Well, for me anyway, I think it communicates like magical realism. So there's a mixture of what we see around us, but there's a spin to it, there's a tilt to it. So I think in these works that I've created, I've captured probably the essence of surrealist art, but I wouldn't call myself a surrealist artist. Well, I'm quite new actually, so I'm quite new to creating art, exploring art. I had studied art over 10 years ago, but in between I've actually been working in communications and marketing, and I've now come back to art after quite a long time. So at the moment I'm developing my pieces of work, and the Southall series, which is included, the Edge series, which is included in this exhibition, is probably like the first work of me as an artist in this phase now. So I was very proud of it, and I was happy with how it came out. But I think my work until now has been quite exploratory, and it's going to continue to be so, with like exploring media, exploring subject matter. So I do use like digital art, and I paint as well, and I draw. So I'm always working on developing those skills and enhancing my practice in that way. So yeah, I think I'm just going to continue and see where my authentic art takes me. It was quite a natural. It wasn't like a one decision made on a day and then that was it, and I never looked back. It sort of just happened naturally. So I really wanted to develop my skills, and I came across a course in digital software and design. And I had done a course a few years ago, and I just didn't get it, and it didn't work for me. But so then I thought maybe that's it for me. Actually, I won't be able to go into that world of design and art and things like that. But I came across another one that really, it just piqued my interest. And when I went for it, the way it was taught was so open, and I just got it immediately. And that's actually those skills that I learned, I then used in the Edge series, which is being displayed. And then from there, I came across an art studio space, and I went for it. And it was just like step after step after step. So I got the confidence in an art practice and a style. And then I thought I also want to develop my painting, and there wasn't enough space for me at home. So I then started looking into studios, came across one that really suited me. And yeah, and then before I knew it, I was in a studio, and I decided, and I had developed some of my skills as well, and I wanted to continue painting. And before I knew it, I thought I'm gonna try this. Like, I'm gonna try it and give it my all for an amount of time, and see how I get on. So, and then before you know it, other people are actually calling me an artist, like rather than me proclaiming it. So just because I was in a studio and that's what I was focusing on. So I thought, oh, actually, maybe that is what I am then. Yeah, so I am working on a new series at the moment, and it is going to be more abstract than my current series, which is being displayed. Um, and I'm hoping to exhibit it we have open studios coming up. So as part of Studio House Art Studios in Perivale in West London, there's about 20 artists. We're all opening up our studios. Well, hopefully all of us will be opening up our studios, but a good number of us have already signed up. And that's going to be taking place on the 27th and 28th of November. And it will be over the weekend, both days. And so I'm hoping to exhibit my work, my new pieces there. I think the piece of advice I would give is I wouldn't attempt to give anyone artistic advice, just because I know every artist has their own process, their own way, their own approach to work, and you can never really measure one artist to another artist, I think. But what I would say is probably the things outside of the art, which is getting a good structure to your day. So start with a good morning routine that helps me stay focused for the day. Having the discipline throughout the day to stick to your allotted time for art, for maybe art marketing, maybe the business side. So having allotted time for the different tasks you're going to have to juggle, having your own art business. That's what I would say.